Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Floyd Ogden Field on the campus of Willamette High School in beautiful Eugene, Oregon. It's time to get Roseburg High School and Southwest Conference baseball season underway. Welcome in, everybody. Joey Keyran here with you in Eugene today. One day later than we anticipated here this week. Yesterday's game that was scheduled to be the conference opener for the Roseburg Indians and the Willamette Wolverines. The game got postponed due to the tough weather, poor field conditions here in Eugene, and now we are ready to go one day later. There's been plenty of rain in the forecast, but right now we've got sun that is shining down on us here at the ballpark, and we are very happy for that. For those that are watching online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score on YouTube, you can tell there's blue sky, plenty of clouds overhead, but we're hoping that the most part the rain has moved through the region. It was definitely a little wet on my drive up here, but we are hoping that that was the end of it, and we are going to get an opportunity to play some rain-free baseball on what is a wet field, but it is a playable one here today. We welcome you in as we get ready to begin conference play for the Roseburg Indians. They come in with a 3-2 record on the season. They've played some tough teams, which has earned them a pretty lofty OSAA power ranking coming into this one, sitting at number 6 in those power rankings. It's early in the season, though, and those rankings early on tend to be a little volatile, but it's not too shabby to be there in the top 10 of the power rankings at this point in the season. As for the Willamette Wolverines, they come in at 2-4 on the season, playing their first home game of the year. We'll see how the conditions hold up for us here on the natural grass surface. Home plate is artificial turf, but everything else, you've got dirt and grass out there for our playing surface today. Both teams have been off for a little while, but we will see both teams well rested and with their full capabilities out on the mound here today. Looking forward to a good one as we kick things off here with our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. As I mentioned, today's game is streaming with video online at 541radio.com. You can also find it on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score on YouTube. You'll find us there. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and that way you will make sure you do not miss our next broadcast of Roseburg High School sports from The Score. That is where you can find our live video simulcast that we do. You hit that subscribe button, and you can get notifications when we go live with another broadcast. So make sure you do that here today during today's broadcast. It helps get us the viewership that we need to, and then, sponsors like that, and that helps keep us here on the airwaves. So appreciate everybody that does that. We are getting, I think, close to 1,600, so it would be really cool to see that number as that audience continues to grow. As we get ready for today's matchup, we've got an interview with head coach Troy Thompson coming up here in just a little bit. Sunny skies overhead, a little bit of a breeze seems to be blowing out, which can always be dangerous here at a smaller ballpark at Willamette High School. But the most important thing, right now, we've got blue sky and sunshine, and you'll love that at this time of year. We'll come back with our quick interview in the pregame show with head coach Troy Thompson. So don't go anywhere. Back after a 2-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op. where everyone is welcome to shop.
When the first Cascade branch opened in 1948, things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Back here with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Out on the road for the first time this season for the Roseburg Indians, and we're getting Southwest Conference play underway as well. And joining us here in the pregame show is head coach Troy Thompson. Coach, you guys had a productive spring break. We were able to get through that. You guys, after those games, 3 days straight, 4 games total against really good competition. You give the guys much downtime? How much did you guys get in some work after games last week?
We took those days and got those games in, like you said, and that was great to see and get them in at home, and the weather was wonderful. And then we had some time off, had some downtime for the team. Came back on the weekend and started our process again to put us here today. Obviously, we're a day behind as far as league schedule goes. Yesterday it was too wet up here, and today the sun is out right now, and we got a chance to get a game in. So we're hopeful that can happen here today. But, yeah, we had some days off after a pretty heavy spring break week, starting on the Friday before with Ida B. Wells there, and then wrapping around to those games there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So, yeah, back to it today, and we've had some good days of practice in between that time. So, looking forward to getting back on it and excited to get on the field with this group again.
We were just talking before we got started here about just the mind game that is the delays of waiting to figure out if you're going to play. And, do you feel the team handles that? And I was kind of wondering, do you guys get to do much on a day when you were expecting to play a game but get rained out? Do you guys get a chance to get a practice in? How do you guys handle a day when you get that extra day of preparation?
Well, it does depend on the day, for us and in our situation where we're at. So, yeah, yesterday the game was postponed till today. We found out around noon, and then of course the gears changed then, and revamp plans, and we were able to get down to the facility there and have time to work out and get some swings and baseball stuff in. So that was good yesterday. So yeah, we were able to get a practice in and preparation for today's game, but there's nothing like getting ready to go and playing a game. So like I said, we're anxious to get back on the field after last week, and hopefully today it happens here with the weather, and they've worked hard to get their field to this point. So hopefully we can get it in and kind of get league, like you said, league play started, and we're excited for that, and we're excited to get going with our regulation league schedule with our Tuesday, Saturday games as we have coming up here.
And thankfully, it looks like weather is improving as the week goes on. So that's good news there. Right. We've gotten a handful of games in. You've been able to see guys kind of in different spots, test them out in different positions, see how they react to some of the stuff that you guys have done. I know nothing's ever settled, and you guys are probably never, comfortable with where things are at, always looking to try and get better. But how do you guys feel after, a handful of games and breaking in some new guys at the varsity level? How are you guys feeling as conference play gets ready to go here?
It was nice to get those games in and have a chance to throw some different lineups out there, and that's going to be, like you said, kind of a continuation of that here early in our league season. And a lot of our moving parts depend on who's going to be on the mound that day when that happens, and some things have to change for us defensively behind our pitchers. So there's a lot of movement, and a lot of players will get a chance to play here, a chance to play there, and hopefully they continue to show well like we did there last week and have some success at those spots when they get their opportunities. But as far as being set on this is how we're going to look every time we go out, I don't know, if and when that's going to happen. I'm not sure, but obviously we have some pieces that need to be in place when certain people are in certain spots, on the mound being the number one spot there, that moves us around a little bit. So the nice thing is it's nice to have options on those things, and can bring players that would normally be here, can go here or go to another spot and have success there and give us a chance at those positions as well. So, and we'll see more of that today as we go into today's game and into the weekend here at home against South Medford on Saturday. So, you're not going to see probably the same names in the same spot for a while, or at least depending on who's on the mound, it'll look the same some days. But we'll get to that point hopefully, and things will work themselves out with more opportunities and more experience and more game time as we move forward here.
We talked about it being the start of conference play here today, taking on a Willamette team that was in the playoffs last year, one of those top 4 teams in the Southwest Conference, and they were a young squad, and they continue to be a young squad, returning a lot of guys from last year's team. At least that gives you the familiarity with knowing what you saw from some of these guys a year ago. What do you make of this Willamette team as we get ready to see them for the first time here this year?
Well, carrying on like you said about last year, they played real young in a lot of key spots and returned those players here today. So I would expect their expectations are through the roof and high here. And, they went through their spring break and played the schedule they played, and were able to get lots of games in. So I'm sure they're feeling good about themselves coming into this one here today. So, they, like we said, they returned a number of pieces from last year, but they lost a few pieces along the way for one reason or another, through graduation or through transfers or moving or things like that. So until you get on the field with them, you never really know. So, and we'll find that out here today as we move into this. But a quality team from last year, and I expect more of the same this year with some nice pieces returning. So, we're excited to get on the field here today and have a chance to see them and get going, like you said, with league play.
All right, Coach, really appreciate the time here in the pregame.
Thanks, Joey.
And that is head coach Troy Thompson joining us here as we're just about getting ready for first pitch. We're going to go ahead and take our final break here in the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. When we come back, we'll take a look at starting lineups for this one. It is Roseburg. It is Willamette getting ready to begin Southwest Conference play here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
I'm confused by the huge market swings.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Welcome you back here to Floyd Ogden Field on the campus of Willamette High School as we get ready for today's matchup. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineups as the Wolverines will take the field. We get ready for this one. Taking a look at the starting lineup for head coach Troy Thompson in his 23rd year leading the Roseburg Indians. As the visiting team for the first time this season, they will send out Paxton Burke, the shortstop, leading off, followed by Dane St. Clair, the center fielder. At third base, batting third is Cal Robbins. Pitching and batting cleanup is Jake Johnson. Luke Robbins, the DH, will bat in the 5 spot, hitting for right fielder Fletcher Coleman. And batting 6th and starting in left field is A.J. Black. Hitting 7th, the first baseman, Danner Wirtz. Amos Bowers, the catcher, will bat 8th. And rounding out the starting 9, second baseman, Caden Austin. That is a look at the starting lineup there for your Roseburg Indians. Defensively for the Willamette Wolverines, behind the plate, it's Jackson Dowdy. Berkeley Granberry out at first. Landon Cook at second. On the left side of the diamond, it's Brody Butler and at third, and Colin Robbins at short. In the outfield from left to right, Braden Rather, Tyson Rather, and Brody Garrett. Your starting defensive alignment behind starting pitcher Mason Christian. Mason Christian on the mound, a right-hander. He is a youngster. Last year was his freshman season. Christian this year just a sophomore, but he is a returning all-conference player, first-team all-league pitcher for Willamette last year. And he faced Roseburg, got a start against him down at Champion Car Wash Field last season. And he was able to get a complete game 2-hit victory, a 5-0 shutout win for Willamette. He had 6 strikeouts and 3 walks his freshman year against the Indians. He will face Paxton Burke, who will lead things off for Roseburg as we get underway here in today's ball game. Playing a day later than what we had expected due to the weather, but we are getting this one underway. Leading things off for Roseburg will be Paxton Burke. Switch hitter will bat lefty against the right-hander on the mound. First pitch fouled away, and we are underway in this one. Paxton Burke comes in batting .294 on the season. He's played in all 5 games for Roseburg. Stands back in with an 0-1 count. Takes off the turf. Again, home plate is artificial turf. Everything else is a natural surface out there. Burke will wait on the 1-1 offering. Hits one up the middle. Behind second, it is knocked down by the shortstop, Colin Robbins, but he cannot glove it to make a play. Would have been tough to get it to first base in time anyway. And that is an infield single to start things off for Paxton Burke. Got a man on at first. Nobody out for Roseburg. That'll bring up the 2-hitter, Dane St. Clair. St. Clair, left-handed batter, left-handed thrower. Dane will look to try and see if he can help the cause, and he'll pull one right side. It goes one hop past the second baseman, Cook. Heading for third goes Burke, and they're going to hold him at third base. Might have had a chance to score him, and he's going to break for a home. Late throw to the plate is not going to be there in time. Now they've got St. Clair off of second base. In a rundown, Roseburg will take a 1-0 lead. St. Clair in the pickle will avoid a tag, but out of the baseline, he will be out. Tried to be aggressive. He got to second base, but ends up getting tagged out. So that's a single for St. Clair through the right side. Paxton Burke would make his way to third, then scores on a bobble out in right field. St. Clair would move to second on the throw, but then tagged out between second and third for the first out. 1-0 Roseburg in front. Eventful first out of the ball game. Cal Robbins swinging away at the first pitch he sees for strike one. Cal Robbins this season. Sorry, wind blowing around, so if you keep hearing papers flipping in the wind, that's the wind blowing us around. Cal starting out the season batting .500 on the year. He bats with 1 out and nobody on. Swings away and grounds off another one. Let's see, that probably went down as a 2-6-5 put out for Dane St. Clair. Might have been a few more guys involved in that one, but that's what we're going to write down in our scorebook. 0-2 pitch to Cal. That's a tight one, but just off the plate, according to our home plate umpire today. Did not get names, so apologize. Can't tell you who that is back there. Cal with a 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. Chases a breaking ball low and outside. Goes down swinging, 1 away. Just this wind will not stop. I'll take, I guess, the wind over precipitation. 1 away on the, or excuse me, 2 down on the strikeout. Brings up Jake Johnson looking to help his own cause. Jake comes in batting .429 on the year. He fouls off the first pitch down the third base side for strike 1. Mason Christian on the mound. Last year as a freshman, first-team All-Leaguer, 1.69 ERA, 56 strikeouts, 29 walks, a 4-2 record. He'll miss just outside to Jake, a 1-1 count. According to his Twitter account, one of the measuring systems out there, Prep Baseball Northwest, one of those things, saying he's in the mid-80s with his fastballs. He buries one low, swinging away. Jake chases a ball outside the zone. So he's definitely an up-and-comer one to watch. Mason Christian for this Willamette team, just a sophomore. Misses high on the offering to Jake Johnson. 1-0 ball game here in the first inning. An error for Willamette. Getting the ball back in after a base hit by Dane St. Clair. Opposite field down the line. That could be trouble. That's a fair ball, Jake. Going to take a turn, but he's going to hang it first as that ball drops just inside the foul line down first base side. And that's a base knock for Jake Johnson and the third hit in the ballgame for Roseburg. That's a much stronger start to the game than what they had last season against Christian when they only managed 2 hits against him in a complete game 5-0 loss. We'll get a courtesy runner at first for the pitcher. That'll be Nick Ruiz that'll run. And it brings up Luke Robbins. Batting with 2 down and a runner at first base. Top of the first inning here from Floyd Ogden Field. Good crowd showing up. Busy day here at Willamette High School. You've got track and field going on. 8 teams, including Roseburg, here for track and field today. First pitch swinging away. That ball's laced out towards the gap in left center. Base knock for Luke Robbins. Looking to try and get 2 bags out of it. Throw to third is going to be in time to get Ruiz at third base. Nick Ruiz cut down trying to get 2 on a single by Luke Robbins. 4th hit here in the first inning for Roseburg, but the inning comes to an end. That'll go down 8-6-5 on the putout at third base. Roseburg gets 2 outs on the bases. Not exactly what they'd like to see, but they did put together quite a few hits here in the first inning. 1 run comes in on 4 hits, 1 Willamette error, and 1 runner left on base. We will go to the bottom of the first inning. It's 1-0 Roseburg here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor. Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Back for the bottom of the first inning, Willamette coming up to bat, leading things off for head coach Robert Cantwell and the Willamette Wolverines. It'll be Tyson Rather, the center fielder, that will start things off, followed by third baseman Brody Butler. Andrew Evans, the DH, bats third for the starting pitcher Mason Christian. The catcher Jackson Dowdy will bat cleanup, followed by Colin Robbins, the shortstop. Hitting 6th, playing at first base, Berkeley Granberry. Braden Rather, the left fielder, batting 7th. Brody Garrett in right field will hit 8th. And Landon Cook, the second baseman, rounds out the starting 9. That is a look at your starting lineup. Defensively for Roseburg, Amos Bowers behind the plate. Danner Wirtz out at first. Caden Austin out at second. Cal Robbins at third. And Paxton Burke at short. And in the outfield from left to right, A.J. Black, Dane St. Clair, and Fletcher Coleman. On the mound, it is Jake Johnson throwing for Roseburg, making his 3rd start of the season. He's thrown 11 innings so far. The right-hander, returning all-conference selection, fires in a breaking ball for strike 1, and we're underway here in the bottom of the first. Roseburg leading 1-0. On the season, a 1-1 win-loss record for Jake, 3.82 ERA, 9 strikeouts, 2 walks in his time on the mound. His 0-1 pitch, off speed, and he had the left-handed hitting Tyson Rather way out in front. Rather, the starting center fielder. He's a returning second-team all-conference selection for the Wolverines. Takes a breaking ball low. Last year, this Willamette team, they've got a lot of sophomores and juniors in the lineup, guys that were big parts of last year's team. So they were young last year, still young this year. They finished 15-11 on the season, tied for second in the Southwest Conference. Strike 3 called. Fastball hits the outer half of the plate and rather goes down looking. One away as Jake Johnson gets the punch out. 11-7 in conference play last year for Willamette, finishing tied for second, ahead of Roseburg in the standings, although they lost 9-1 at McMinnville in the first round of the playoffs a year ago. First pitch in for a strike against the lefty Brody Butler. Brody, honorable mention, all-league infielder. Fouls off the pitch, back behind home. And the count goes to 0-2. Brody Butler, a junior. The 0-2 pitch, bouncing in front of the plate. Didn't catch the hitter off guard with that one. This team only graduated 2 seniors ago, a year ago. First team all-conference catcher, Chase Roberts, and first team all-league utility guy in Joey Garboden. The ball lifted left side, going back is A.J. Black at the fence, and he reaches up and makes the grab out in deep left field for the second out. That ball continued to carry on Black out there in left field. It's a short porch, just 300 down the line. I think it's very enticing for a lot of hitters to look that direction and see that. That ball lifted pretty well by Butler. I had thoughts that maybe it had a chance, but that ball stays in the park and pulled down by A.J. Black as he goes racing back and gets there just in time. Ball hit into shallow left center. Black will be there to get that ball. A 2-out single for Andrew Evans. First pitch swinging for the DH. Evans, a senior, one of just a couple on this varsity roster. 4 of them this year after just 2 last year. So a 1-out base knock puts a runner at first here in the bottom of the first. Roseburg leading 1-0. It'll be the catcher and cleanup man Jackson Dowdy. Dowdy also there were 6 returning all-conference selections from last year for Willamette. That was the most in the Southwest Conference. And with how young they were and how well they played, that's no surprise there. Jackson Dowdy, honorable mention all-league pitcher a year ago. Right-handed batter stands in. Breaking ball outside. Dowdy last year, according to his Twitter bio, 253 batter, 5 doubles, 2 home runs, 15 RBI. He bats with 2 out and 1 on. That ball fouled off at the plate, trickles into foul territory down the third base side. Amos Bowers behind the plate tracks it down. Bottom of the first, 1-0. Roseburg in front already. With 2 down, Jake Johnson trying to finish it off here. Got the 1-1 pitch to Dowdy. Breaking ball, misses. 2-1 count, can't get the hitter to chase after it. Roseburg did take 2 out of 3 games against Willamette last year. Jake with the 2-1 pitch, ground ball left side, knocked down, nope, gets by into left field. Paxton Burke out there gave an effort, lays out for it, thought he had maybe trapped it underneath him. He was going to be a base hit. Burke was not going to have an opportunity to try and make the put out at first, but I thought maybe he was going to keep that ball close to the infield. It trickles out there to A.J. Black in left field. Back-to-back 2-out singles for the Wolverines. It brings up Colin Robbins, the shortstop. Robbins, a sophomore, returning second-team all-league infielder. He also bats from the left side of the plate. A lot of lefties in this lineup. Swinging away at the first pitch, fouls it back. Jake Johnson, of course, the senior on this Roseburg team. He's earned a couple of all-conference awards this year as well. He's got the 0-1 pitch. It gets away. Bowers can't find it. It'll trickle over here in front of us, and the runners all move up. Breaking ball in the dirt. Had a lot of spin to it, and it escapes Bowers behind the plate. A lot of room back there for balls to get lost, and Bowers did what he could to try and get back to that baseball quickly. But initially off the turf, he had no idea where that ball had gotten to. 1-1 count. Now the game-tying run is at third base with 2 away. Colin Robbins waits on a 1-1 pitch from Johnson. Jake out of the stretch. Ground ball gets through on the right side. That'll tie things up. Might give Willamette the lead. They're sending the runner to the plate. The throw to the plate, not going to be there in time. A 2-out base knock for Robbins. Drives in 2, and Willamette takes the lead. Scoring from second was Dowdy. And coming in from third, Andrew Evans. 2-0. Willamette takes the lead here in the bottom of the first. 2-out rally. 3 straight base knocks. That brings up Berkeley Granberry. First baseman. Big frame on this kid. And he takes a strike. Granberry, a junior. The seniors, Andrew Evans, he scored. Brody Garrett, the right fielder. And then Braden Rather and Tyson Rather in the outfield as well. Swing and a miss, chasing some high heat there for Berkeley Granberry. And he falls behind 0-2. Out at first base, Robbins, the shortstop, after driving in 2. Johnson sets and fires. Strike 3, that'll finish it off, but not before Willamette is able to rally with 3 straight 2-out hits and take a 2-1 lead. We head to the top of the second inning. It is 2-1, Willamette in front of Roseburg. A pair of strikeouts in that first inning for Jake Johnson. 2 runs on 3 hits, no Roseburg errors, and 1 runner left on base. Back after this 1-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
I've always handled my own finances, but I need help.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Top of the second inning, today's ballgame brought to you by Roseburg Country Club. Stop by the open house golf membership drive on May 4th from 5 to 8 p.m. Sign up for a membership that day and you can get 25% off. Well, top of the second, it's a 2-1 ballgame. Both teams getting on the board in the first inning. First pitch outside to A.J. Black to lead things off here in the top of the second. Well, we want to acknowledge all of our fans that are regular attendees here on the broadcast. 1-0 pitch high. Of course, our fans out in Eastern Oregon, we appreciate you tuning in. Always enjoy hearing the reports back from Coach Thompson about how avid we have a following out there in Eastern Oregon. 2-0 pitch fouled off. So we appreciate tuning in today and wish you a very happy Wednesday. Hopefully the weather is shining down on you out there in Eastern Oregon. And we've got a happy birthday wish to send out to our followers here today as a 2-1 pitch. Misses high and inside. 3-1 count to the leadoff man, A.J. Black. I want to say happy birthday to Jody today, celebrating. Hopefully we can celebrate with a victory for you here today. 3-1 delivery coming up for Black. Swings through on the 3-1 pitch. Got one he wanted to see. Couldn't catch up to the low inside heat. So A.J. Black, a 3-2 count. Can he find a way on base to lead things off for Roseburg? Christian on the mound winds and fires. He gets a swing and a miss for his second strikeout in the ballgame. One away. Danner Wirtz will bat. Wirtz, the first baseman for Roseburg, just a freshman. Roseburg with some youth on their roster, kind of similar to Willamette. He takes outside. He's a big boy. Getting his first varsity action this year, and he has made some impacts at times. He's played in 3 games. Takes high and inside. A good eye on a pitch up at the eye level. Wirtz batting at .400 on the year. A couple of singles for him. He goes opposite field. That ball is going to drop down in front of Brody Garrett in right field, and on safely is Danner Wirtz. Takes the outside pitch the opposite direction, finds himself at first base. That'll be the 5th hit of the ballgame for Roseburg. Amos Bowers, the catcher, to stand in next for the Tribe with 1 out and 1 on. Mason Christian works out of the stretch. Fouled off the first pitch, Bowers. Amos in his 5th appearance. He's been becoming more of the staple behind the plate for Roseburg, defensively a catcher. They've got a lot of options back there, but Bowers kind of getting more of the activity back that direction. He takes in the dirt out at first base. Wirtz gives it a look, but the big guy will stay at first base. Roseburg, it was not a happy scene in the dugout after that final out in the 1st inning on the base path, so definitely think that they're going to be looking to be disciplined on the base pass here and not give up anything after getting an earful in the 1st inning. Missing an opportunity there for the Tribe. Bowers takes low and outside. He's got a 2-1 advantage in the at-bat against Christian. Fights off looked like a breaking ball there. Definitely a little bit of a different view of things here, sitting up against the chain link fence back behind home. A little closer angle of the game than we're used to getting back at home at Champion Car Wash Field. 2-2 pitch. Bowers pulls it down the line at third base. That's a fair ball. Wirtz muscles his way to second base. He is going to hold there. And Danner Wirtz will make his way to second base. On at first is Amos Bowers. And here's the 9-hitter, Caden Austin. Bowers just did a nice job there. Dropped the barrel of the bat, just the head of the bat down and inside. Got a piece of it and just sent that one down the line. I think he caught Brody Butler at third base a little off guard. Didn't expect the ball that direction or right down the line. Bowers gets on. He'll get a courtesy runner. At first base for Roseburg will be Riley Cheney. Danner Wirtz out at second. Caden Austin takes a pitch in the dirt behind the plate. Dowdy, nice job getting that ball to stay in front of him. Wearing their white jerseys here today for the Wolverines. White tops, white trousers. Behind the plate, looks like a stormtrooper back there. Jackson Dowdy with the all-white catcher's gear. 1-0 pitch for Caden Austin. Check swing. And gets the barrel out there further than he wanted to. Fouls that ball off. Austin scrapping at 176 right now in the 9 spot. 3 hits on the season. Looking to possibly for his first RBI of the year. He's got good speed, so could have a chance to try and beat something out if he hits something on the ground. He's batting with 1 out. Runners at first and second. Top of the order waiting on deck. Sat on the pitch, fouled it away over towards the track and field facility. And they are getting plenty of warnings over that direction. They're not that far away. Balls hit that direction. Definitely could be dangerous. 1-2 count here for Austin. Runners at first and second. Austin waits. Christian delivers. Another one fought off that direction. Heads up that way. Hopefully everybody's okay. Nice job there, Austin, staying alive. First road game of the year for Roseburg, wearing the Black tops, gray trousers, orange numbers on the back of the jerseys and on the front, thankfully. Button-up jerseys. I believe it says Roseburg in orange script across the chest for them. 1-2 count here for Austin in the top of the second. Inside. That ball right around the belt buckle, but carries inside to Austin. He lays off, has himself a 2-2 count. Wirtz at second. On at first is Cheney running for Amos Bowers after Bowers had the single down the third base line. 2-2 pitch, fought off again. And that ball was dangerous. Low line drive gets over the short fence behind home. Stays a 2-2 count here for Austin. Caden Austin digs back in on the artificial turf batter's box. Everything else, grass and dirt out there. The 2-2. Fought off another one. Staying alive with the 2-2 count. Caden Austin getting Mason Christian to throw a lot of pitches. They've got a pitch count thing up there, but I don't think that's accurate. I don't think they're keeping pitch count up on the scoreboard. The 2-2. Low and outside. Whew. Our angle, it's tough to know for sure how far or out, inside, outside things might be. You get a good idea of up and down, but inside, outside, it's kind of tough to tell. And that looked like a pretty good pitch there for Mason Christian. Nice layoff by Caden Austin. And we get a balk call against Christian, who looks at the dugout as to ask, Coach, what did I do? And that puts two runners in scoring position for the Indians. It's a 3-2 count for Austin. Now runners at second and third, and Austin has seen a lot of pitches. He has fouled off a lot of pitches. Christian on the mound will step off, the sophomore. Tries to clear his head after getting called for a balk. On the big mound here at Willamette High School. He'll get the signal and come set. His 3-2 pitch. Inside for ball 4. And Christian, much like the balk call, wonders where that pitch was and throws his arms out as if he needs an explanation. He puts runners on every base, just one out here. An opportunity for Roseburg to try and regain the lead. They led 1-0 in the top of the first and allowed 2 in the bottom of the first to Willamette. Top of the order up for a second time, Paxton Burke. First time up, single up the middle. Eventually came around to score on a ball bobbled and taking its time getting in to the infield on a ground ball to right field by Dane St. Clair. Left-handed batter, Christian, gets him to swing after a pitch low. For Paxton Burke, he's been in the leadoff spot most of the season. He's got 3 RBI on the year. He's got 1 of 4 doubles that the Indians have hit this season. 0-1 count to the leadoff man in the lineup for Roseburg. Hits one sharply right side. It gets into right field. Roseburg will tie it up. They've got station to station here as the ball gets back in quickly. They will remain loaded with 1 out. Tie ball game at 2-2 on the RBI single for Paxton Burke. So Paxton will get on to first. Coming in to score, Tanner Wirtz. Riley Cheney holds at third. He's running for Amos Bowers. Caden Austin is on at second. So we've got good speed on the bases. At the plate, Dane St. Clair. He had a ground ball through the right side his first time up. He'll bat, looking to try and put Roseburg back in front. Just 2 away. Takes a strike on the outside corner from the righty to the lefty. Sunny day, a little bit of wind blowing. Feels like it's consistently blowing from behind me, which would mean it's kind of blowing out towards right field, out towards center field. The 0-1, Dane got fooled on that pitch. Dane really wanted to get that outside corner protected, and he goes chasing after it. with 2 strikes against him. Could hear Coach Tim Sestair down at first base saying, bring in a run. And I think that's asking him, put something in the air to the outfield. Get it out of the infield. Takes high. 1-2 count. Sac fly would be able to bring in Riley Cheney from third. So an opportunity here for Dane St. Clair. Bases loaded, 1 away. A 1-2 pitch for Mason Christian, who has thrown a lot of pitches here this frame. That ball, that is a 1-hopper to short. They go to second. They'll get the out there. It does bring home a run, a fielder's choice RBI for Dane St. Clair. 1 hop, had to backhand it at short for Robbins, makes the throw to second base for the out. Caden Austin moves up to third. Burke is out at second. 2 away. Dane St. Clair, fielder's choice, drives in a run, makes it 3-2. Roseburg in front. Runners on the corners with 2 down, and it'll bring up Cal Robbins. Strikeout victim his first time up. He takes at the top of the zone for a strike. That one just catching the top end of the strike zone. Cal, a swinging strikeout his first time up. The 0-1 count. Fouls off a pitch, low in the zone this time. Christian doing a good job mixing up the eye level. Goes up, brings it down, and he's ahead against Robbins. Cal just a sophomore, same class as Mason Christian. Transfer from Douglas High School, joining Roseburg this year. The 0-2. Low and outside, taking off from first, goes St. Clair. No throw down to second base as he'll get in with a stolen base. And that puts 2 runners in scoring position for Robbins. I was wondering about it, didn't get a chance to ask beforehand whether or not there's any relations between Cal and Luke Robbins and Colin Robbins, the shortstop for Willamette. Cal will ground one towards Colin Robbins. He charges, fields, throws on the run, will not get it to first base in time. The ball gets by, breaking for home comes St. Clair, and Roseburg will score 2 on the play. 2 runs come in, and Roseburg is on top now, 5-2. Caden Austin scores. Cal Robbins will pick up an RBI on an infield single. And then the ball got away at first base, and that allows St. Clair to come around to score. Swinging through, strike 1 for Jake Johnson. He bats with a man at first, and now a 3-run lead, largest margin that Roseburg has led in the ball game so far. Jake last time singled to right field, takes low and outside. Well, we've got plenty of offense here early on in this one. I'm not sure if that would be expected with the arms we got on the mound, but it's what we're getting. After spring break, everybody's had a little bit of downtime here. Willamette played in the Volcano tournament up in Salem at Volcano Stadium up there. That's been the longtime site of state championship baseball here in the state of Oregon. They played in a spring break tournament up there. I played in a spring break tournament at Salem at Volcano Stadium when I was a senior in high school. We won that tournament there at Barlow, by the way. Still got that shirt. And surprisingly, somehow it still fits. 3-1 count. Mason Christian falls behind Jake Johnson here. A walk would put a runner on again. Already at first base is Cal Robbins. Visit out to the mound here for Jackson Dowdy. Get a chance at a legal ID here in just a moment, but want to let you know today's game brought to you by Southern Septic Service. From residential to commercial, Southern Septic Service has your behind covered when it comes to septic tank pumping and inspections, portable toilet rentals, and grease trap cleaning. Southern Septic Service is woman and veteran owned and a proud supporter of our local sports teams. 3-1 pitch to Jake. He takes a hack, fouls it off. A lot of pitches here in this one, only an inning and 2/3 into it for Mason Christian, the right-hander working against this Roseburg club. Jake flies one right side, but it'll get out of play. Stays alive with the 3-2 count. With 2 down, Cal Robbins will be moving with the pitch to the plate once again. Mason Christian trying to find a way out of this second inning. His 3-2 pitch. That ball fouled off. Hit the barrel twice while Jake was in the box, so he'll back out and reset for another 3-2 pitch. Lengthy frame for us here. Swinging away, that ball lifted left side. That's got good carry. That ball is going to head all the way and over the fence for a home run. A 2-run shot for Jake Johnson. Jake sends that one over the left center field fence. First home run of the year for the Indians. A 2-run blast. And it is Roseburg leading this one. Adding 2 more. They're on top now, 7-2. And it's quite the 2-out rally. Luke Robbins, the 9th hitter to bat here. He will come up to bat with 2 outs. Roseburg's gotten a fielder. Well, actually, the second out was made on the fielder's choice by Dane St. Clair. Since then, a single and a home run. And Roseburg has now scored 6 times here in the top of the second. Luke Robbins, 1 for 1 of the game, had a base knock, but a base running out ended things after he got on base. Didn't get a chance to do anything more. Takes another strike. Mason Christian with nobody on and 2 away. He's attacking the zone. Fights off the off speed on the 0-2. They're looking at 6 runs right now on 5 hits here in this second inning. Taking high, Robbins will get a chance to see another one. The 1-2 bounces away. Robbins finds himself with the 2-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes for Luke Robbins. With nobody on. Check swing. Did he go around the appeal? No, he did not. The wind blowing all my papers around. Luke Robbins, 3-2 pitch coming up. Swing and a miss. And Mason Christian will finally get through things here in the top of the second. Strikeout to the 9th batter he faces. It's his 3rd strikeout in the game for Mason Christian, but he gives up 6 runs on 5 hits. There was 1 error and no runners left on base. It is 7-2. Roseburg in front as we go to the bottom of the second inning here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I'm confused by the huge market swings.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
I've always handled my own finances, but I need help.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Getting ready for the bottom of the second inning. Let's go ahead and get a quick break here for a legal ID. Pause 10 seconds. This is Roseburg baseball here on The Score. Seven to 2 is our score here. Roseburg in front of Willamette as we go to the bottom of the second. First pitch, laced foul. And hopefully everybody's safe over at the track and field facility. 7 to 2, Roseburg in front. Leading things off against Jake Johnson here in the second is Braden Rather. He takes a strike and falls behind 0-2. 6 runs in 1 inning. I believe that's a season high for Roseburg so far. The 0-2 pitch from Jake. Strike 3 called. Hits the bottom of the zone. A strikeout looking for Braden Rather. Third strikeout in the game for Jake. 1 away. Brody Garrett will bat, the right fielder. 8th hitter in the lineup. Jake trying to build momentum after his 2-run home run. Hits the top end of the zone. Finds the border there at the top of the zone for a 0-1 count to start off against Brody Garrett. Garrett, the right fielder. Takes high. Leans out of the way of a fastball. Brody Garrett, a senior. He's got the 1-1 count with nobody on. 1 away. Breaking ball. Ooh, that was pretty. I just don't know how many high school hitters have seen that kind of pitch at this level. At least not very often. 1-2 count for Johnson. Out of his windup, Jake will kick and fire. Man, misses low. 2-2 count. Today's ball game here on The Score and streaming at 541radio.com. Brought to you by Quality Fence, doing it right for you. Call 541-664-2281 or visit qualityfenceco.com. 2-2 pitch. There it is, strike 3. Almost seemed like that one hit the bat and then right into the glove for Amos Bowers, and I think Brody Garrett was trying to say it hit him. He says it hit his hands. I thought I heard something. The hand's not part of the bat. Well, it's going to stand. It's going to be a strikeout. I think that's going to go strike 3. Strikeout looking. Back-to-back Ks. That's 3 straight for Jake Johnson. 2 down. Nobody on base. It'll bring up Landon Cook, the 9-hitter. And our home plate umpire talking momentarily with the first base umpire. 2-man crew. Amos Bowers out to the mound to talk with Jake Johnson. Well, they're going to stick with the strikeout. I thought that it had already been official, but they're going to stick with it. Congratulations to the Roseburg softball team. They were up here yesterday. They've got turf for the softball facility here at Willamette, so they were able to play yesterday. And Roseburg softball gets a 12-0 win on top of the Wolverines to improve to 6-0 on the year. They are undefeated and rolling here to start the year. They're up to number 7 in the latest OSAA coaches polls. The first pitch pulled down the left field line, foul by Landon Cook. He went after a high breaking ball and was able to chop it, but got out in front, fouls it away. Roseburg softball number 7 in the updated OSAA softball coaches poll, which was announced this week. Came out just yesterday, I want to say. Another ball popped up. This is going to be playable. It's Paxton Burke in front of second base will make the catch, and that's a 1-2-3 frame for Roseburg defensively. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on for Willamette. We are through 2 innings of play, and it's Roseburg 7-2 in front of the Wolverines. Back after a 1-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Top of the third inning here from Floyd Ogden Field in Eugene at Willamette High School. It is 7-2, Roseburg in front of the Willamette Wolverines. Today's game brought to you by Bowers Industrial, a proud supporter of our local community and youth sports. Leading things off, A.J. Black for Roseburg. He'll lead off the inning for a second consecutive time as Roseburg sends 9 hitters to the plate in the second. Mason Christian still working on the mound for the Wolverines. Fires in a pitch just below the belt buckle, inside corner for a called strike. Missing high and away, evens it up 1-1. Black did strike out swinging in the second inning, so looking to make amends for that. He's got the 1-1 pitch coming up. Swings after a pitch low for strike 2. Sunny skies here in Eugene, but it is definitely a breezy day here today. The 1-2 pitch misses low and outside. 51 degrees, coming down from a high of 53 this afternoon in Eugene. Expecting to stay dry with some clouds, I think, starting to increase. Clouds are going to pick up and probably give us a little bit more. Actually, let me see here. There we go. Okay. Now I'm in the right hours on my weather app here, and it does look like there's the possibility of some rain. Swings through. A.J. Black is a strikeout victim for a second time. 4 punch-outs in the game for Mason Christian. He starts out the third inning, much like how he started out the second inning, with a strikeout. 1 away, and brings up Danner Wirtz, who reached on a single to right field his first time. He takes ball 1. So 51 degrees right now, and we are expecting a chance for a little bit of rain coming up over the next couple hours. Hopefully that does not materialize. That is a line drive. Goes off the tip of the glove at second base for Landon Cook. He tried to get up, could not get there. It goes off the very end of the leather for him. I would say a base hit. Tried to get up there. He needed another inch, and he probably has it. A slightly bigger glove, and he's got that one. Goes right off the tip of the leather into right field. Danner Wirtz 2 for 2 in the ball game. 10th hit in the game for Roseburg. Brings up Amos Bowers. The catcher had a ground ball single down the third baseline his first time. He takes strike 1. So Danner Wirtz continues his hot hitting. He was 2 for 5 coming into today, and he's got a couple more hits, now 4 for 7. Ball fouled off for Bowers, and he finds himself behind 0-2. It was Caden Austin, the on-deck hitter, that had a lengthy at-bat against Mason Christian in the second. Ended up earning a walk after fouling off about a half dozen pitches. This pitch bounces in. Wirtz hustles back to the bag, is up looking to throw. It was Dowdy from behind the plate. Southwest Conference play got underway yesterday for Grants Pass and Sheldon. That was the only conference game that got in. As a ground ball, third base side, charging in, scooped by Butler, throw to first on target, gets it there. Up to second base goes Wirtz, 2 away. This time Butler at third base, not caught off guard with Amos Bowers hitting one his direction. 2 down, it'll be the 9-hitter Caden Austin. Austin scored a run, and after reaching on a walk in the second inning. He bats with 2 away and a man at second. Mason Christian trying to get through this third inning without giving up any damage. He gets a strike to lead off the at-bat against Austin. Yesterday, Grants Pass beats Sheldon 3-2 in 8 innings. So Grants Pass will be leading things in the Southwest Conference at the moment. They are 1-0. Sheldon at 0-1. South Medford and North Medford meeting in their league openers, but they got rained out yesterday. They're supposed to be making that up today. And that's going to be a ball that got hit off that's going to maybe give everybody a moment to breathe here. Fouled back, clipped the catcher and the umpire, it looked like. And Caden Austin heads down to first base for a conference with Coach Sestaire to give the umpire a moment to recover after getting hit by the laces. So South Medford and North Medford are squaring off down there at North Medford High School. That'd be Jim McAbee Field down there. Roseburg will be hosting South Medford on Saturday for a doubleheader at Champion Car Wash Field. We'll try to get an update from the esteemed B.G. Gould down in Medford. See if we can get you some scores from that one. Ball slapped right side, curling into foul territory for Caden Austin. I'll be there to do the game on Saturday, the games on Saturday for you. And then while Knight Uretsky is out on a vacation this week, Knight will be getting some baseball action coming up next week as the season continues. 0-2 pitch. Once again, a check swing foul ball for Caden Austin. With 2 strikes against him, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. First at-bat, he did that. I think it was for strike 1 he fouled off. He doesn't really give the barrel out there. The ball riding in on him. Kind of gets into his swing, holds the bat back, but ball coming at him. More like the ball hit the barrel instead of the barrel hitting the ball. Wind picks up here as clouds are starting to roll in. Low and outside for Austin, a 1-2 count. Caden continues to be a tough out at the bottom of the order. Also yesterday, South Eugene, they lost a non-league game against Sprague, 9-2. In non-league games, North Medford was 4-1, South Medford 4-2, Roseburg 3-2. After winning yesterday, Grants Pass is 3-2 overall. So the 1-2 pitch goes right side, gets into right field. Wirtz heading for third. They're going to hold him there. And Danner Wirtz will move up 90 feet on the base knock by Caden Austin. Another 2-out base hit for Roseburg. He did a lot of damage with 2 outs in the second inning. And Caden Austin able to send it to the top of the order. And Roseburg will have 2 outs and runners on the corners. 11 hits in the ballgame for the Tribe. Bottom half of the conference standings with non-league records. South Eugene at 2-4, Willamette at 2-4, and Sheldon at 1-4-1. First pitch swinging away. Paxton Burke fouls one back to the backstop. Yeah, my phone says there's a possibility for rain right now with the wind blowing in and the clouds starting to come in overhead. It definitely feels like that may not be off the mark by much. Might be worthwhile to start moving some things back underneath my pop-up tent here. Paxton Burke, top of the order. He's got a pair of base hits, including an RBI single in the second inning. He's got the 0-1 count from Mason Christian. A pickoff throw to first base. Austin back in safely. With 2 outs. Not sure that Caden Austin is looking to do anything too aggressively over there, especially with the top of the order up here. Top of the order has been dangerous. The 0-1 pitch. Oh, as I say that, here goes Caden Austin to second base. He steals second as a strike called against Paxton Burke at the plate. So Burke behind 0-2 in the at-bat. With 2 outs, he's got 2 on in scoring position. Looking to try and capitalize here for the Tribe. They already lead 7-2 in the top of the third. He lines one right side. That ball is going to get down and roll. Gets stopped in the muddy outfield. 2 runs will score in with a 2-run double. Paxton Burke, a 3-hit day. And he's got 3 RBI on the afternoon. Coming in to score, Danner Wirtz for a second time comes in to score. Caden Austin for a second time comes in to score. Roseburg adds 2 more. They're on top 9-2 in this one with 12 hits in the ballgame. This game is going completely different than it did last year against Mason Christian. Christian last year gives up just 2 hits, no runs, had 6 strikeouts and 3 walks. And Roseburg has touched him up here in this one today. It's Dane St. Clair batting. He grounds one. Comebacker fielded by Christian. He'll underhand flip it to first. Granberry is there for the putout. But not before. Paxton Burke makes him pay at the top of the order. A 2-out double drives in 2 more, and Roseburg's on top 9-2 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Tribe puts on 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors this inning, and 1 runner left on base. It is 9-2. Take a 1-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Bottom of the 3rd inning, Roseburg baseball here on the Score, brought to you by Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson and Company, member SIPC. Jake Johnson with a healthy lead to work with for the Tribe. Roseburg has scored in every inning in this one so far. Top of the order here, Tyson Rather will bat for a second time. He takes a strike to lead off his at-bat. Rather struck out looking in the 1st inning. Jake Johnson with 4 strikeouts through 2. Foul tip into the glove for Rather, and he falls down 0-2. 4 of the 6 outs so far have been strikeouts for Jake Johnson, the senior right-hander. Preps for the 0-2 delivery here for Tyson, and he swings and misses, chasing after a pitch for strike 3. That'll be number 5 on the day for Jake Johnson. 1 away. Jake, let's look back to last year here. Jake Johnson faced, it was Jake Johnson versus Mason Christensen the first game last year. Jake misses, ball 1 here to Brody Butler. In that game, Jake gave up 5 runs, only 4 of them earned on 5 hits, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Gets a swing and a miss for strike 1 to Butler, who flew out to left field his first time up. Hit a ball well out to left field, but it was run down by A.J. Black out there with an acrobatic catch. A 1-1 delivery to Butler. Takes high. So Jake last year got roughed up a little bit by this Willamette roster, and Roseburg couldn't do anything against Mason Christian. And Jake took the loss in that one, but sharper here today and looking to keep it going. He's got a 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball carries outside, can't get Brody Butler to chase after that one. Tried to nibble, and he didn't get the hitter to take a bite. 3 balls, 1 strike. Reaching, pokes that one back behind us. 4-3-2 count. Jamie Burke back there, that his direction. Got a Jamie Burke story for you. 3-2 pitch coming up here. Strike 3, froze him on the outside corner. That's another punch out. And Brody Butler drops the bat and sulks his way back to the dugout. Didn't like the strikeout call on the outside corner. Andrew Evans will bat. He is 1 for 1 in the game. Had a 2-out single in the first and eventually came around to score on a 2-run single by Colin Robbins later in the frame. Bats with nobody on once again. That's the same situation he had the first time up. Fouls off the pitch. I don't know if our listeners might know about a thing called the Immaculate Grid. I was familiar with it, but never really did play around with it. It is a trivia game on Major League Baseball. It's a ground ball, third base side. Cal Robbins has it. Long throw. Won't get there and gets by. Wasn't going to be in time, and up to second base will go Andrew Evans. We'll say that's a hit and an error for Roseburg. Cal Robbins got it at third, but he had a long throw to make. And I don't think it was going to get there in time. Then it one hops past Danner Wirtz at first. So that'll be the first error in the game for Roseburg. Up to second base goes Evans. And Jackson Dowdy will bat with 2 down and a man at second. Dowdy last time singled to left field. Came around to score. So the Immaculate Grid, it's a baseball trivia game. You've got 9 squares on this grid, and they give you columns and rows that have categories. Kind of like a Sudoku type of deal. Each cell of the grid might say this guy, you got to come up with a baseball player that played in the major leagues that played for Team A and Team B in his career, and you got to figure out a player that fits that category. It's a swing and a miss. 1-1 count here for Dowdy. So it's a fun game to test your baseball knowledge and your history of the game. Yesterday for April Fools, they made it easy. Every cell was just any player that ever played in the major leagues. As a pickoff throw to second, not going to be there quite in time as Austin covers the bag. So yesterday for April Fools, the game was you could just name any player that ever played in the major leagues. And I tried to come up with all guys that played in the majors that were from the state of Oregon. The breaking ball misses just a bit low for Dowdy, the cleanup hitter. So, and the top row were all guys that I knew personally. 2 of them I played with in high school, and then Jamie Burke, who I've met through my time here in Roseburg, who played with the Seattle Mariners. So that was kind of fun, be able to see some guys' names that I knew personally that I put in there. This pitch misses high, 3-1 count. So if you're interested in the Immaculate Grid, you can go to MLB.com. It's on there somewhere. You'll find it. And you can play that game every day. So definitely test the memory skills, that's for sure. 3-1 pitch, a strike taken. That ball catches the top of the zone and gets some groans from the home fans as Dowdy gets pulled back to the box, thought it was going to be ball 4. Full count pitch with 2 away. Jake Johnson trying to get another scoreless frame up on the board. He's got Andrew Evans, though, out at second base. Jackson Dowdy back at the plate, the 3-2 pitch. Strike 3, frozen. And he watches another one go by, and the Indians will keep the Wolverines off the board here in the bottom of the third. It is 9-2. Roseburg in front of the Willamette Wolverines. In that frame, no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. We will head to the top of the 4th here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor.
They reflect a style as unique as you are. They make first impressions. They provide space, add lasting beauty, and security. Quality is a reflection of who you are. That's why all your fencing projects begin here.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Roseburg Baseball on the Score brought to you by Gibbs RV Superstore. You got to get to Gibbs, where RV means real value. We head to the top of the 4th inning here in this conference opener for both Roseburg and Willamette. First home game for the Wolverines, first road game for the Indians. Roseburg will have Cal Robbins, Jake Johnson, and Luke Robbins. due up here in the fourth inning. Both teams looking to rally after a loss in their last game. Cal Robbins had an RBI single in his last at-bat. He takes high for ball one. Down at Champion Car Wash Field today, Umpqua Valley Christian baseball is in action. Trying to remember, they've got a league game. They've got their first league game. It's a ground ball up the middle for Cal. Gets into center field, and Cal will have himself a leadoff single, his second hit in the ball game. And Roseburg's bats, holy smokes, they are on fire. 13 hits right now in this one. Up to bat next, Jake Johnson, who's 2 for 2 with a 2-run homer his last time up. I believe Umpqua Valley Christian is taking on North Douglas Elkton, I think is the co-op they've got going on there this year. UVC 11 runs in the first inning. They lead 13-0 in the third over, North Douglas Elkton. Strike on the first pitch to Jake Johnson. Thank you, Kenny Sherman, who's there at Champion Car Wash Field doing PA for the Monarchs. Jake hits one towards the alley right side. That's going to get down and carry all the way to the wall. Jake will have another extra base hit. They're going to send around Cal, heading for home. No throw, and Jake Johnson an RBI double. And he is a triple shy of the cycle as he picks up another RBI, and Roseburg will add another run. And so that'll make it 10-2, and a visit out to the mound for the Wolverines, and that's going to be the end of the day for Mason Christian. He will head to the dugout, and they're going to make a pitching change. We're going to go ahead and take a 1-minute timeout for the pitching change. It's 10-2, Roseburg in front on the RBI double by Jake Johnson here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Top of the fourth, and we get a new man on the mound. It'll be a left-hander. It's sophomore Wyatt Wright that will take over on the bump for Mason Christian. The sophomore right-hander, 3 innings, gives up 14 hits. Right now he is credited with 10 runs, although the runner on at second base will go to his credit if they do come around to score. 1 walk, 4 strikeouts in the appearance for Christian. And it was Jake Johnson out at second base, I imagine. No, it's Coach Thompson talking with Jake. So it kind of looks as if Jake's staying in the game to run for himself. He got a courtesy runner in the first, but it looks like they are electing to leave Jake in to run for himself here. So Jake will head on out to second base after he drove in 1 run on his double. He needs a triple, and that makes me think of the cycle that recently happened just yesterday. No, 2 days ago, I think it was. They were the Chicago Cubs. Looking back at that immaculate grid, another Oregon kid, Carson Kelly, hitting for the cycle. He had the first. First cycle of the season in Major League Baseball. It's a breaking ball, misses low and inside to Luke Robbins. Carson Kelly out of Westview High School, now with the Chicago Cubs. He had 5. He walked twice and still hit for the cycle in that game for Chicago, and had the first cycle of the season. First cycle for the Cubs since 1993 when Mark Grace did it. Swing and a miss by Robbins. He's got a 1-1 count. So anyways, thinking about Jake being a triple shy of the cycle, and that made me think of that. And then again, takes me back to the Immaculate Grid, where I used Carson Kelly, an Oregon native, in my grid of all Oregon-born major leaguers. It's a 1-1 pitch here to Luke, and he takes one at the knees. Looked like a fastball. At least it was straight. Didn't seem like it had a lot of movement on that pitch, and Luke watches it go by at the knees. Lefty on the mound, Wyatt Wright. So it mixes up things here a little bit for the Roseburg hitters, facing the right-hander Christian to start out the game. Now the lefty. Breaking ball misses outside, and Luke has himself a 2-2 count. Two-two pitch here for Wright. He will kick and fire. And he gets the strikeout. Down swinging goes Luke Robbins. That is one away. Second strikeout in the game for Luke. First for Wyatt Wright, who comes in and immediately gets the first out. Brings up A.J. Black. He has struck out a couple of times, both against Mason Christian. We'll look to try and get his bat going here against the new man on the mound. From North Medford, we've got a score from B.G. Gould as a pitch fouled off by Black. That sounded like it hit somebody's car. They are in the bottom of the fifth of that game. North Medford leading South Medford 4-1. Roseburg will be hosting South Medford for a doubleheader coming up on Saturday. 0-1 count for Black. Breaking ball settles at the top edge of the strike zone. The strike zone's been, the top half has been lively. That one right under the letters, it looked like, for Black, and hitters got to be aware that top edge of the strike zone has been getting called, so can't let it go by. AJ does not let that pitch go by, fouls it off. Down 0-2 in this at-bat. So if North Medford hangs on there, you would have North, Grants Pass, and Roseburg. If Roseburg can hang on to their lead, those three teams could be all 1-0 at the end of the day, heading into the weekend, first weekend of conference play. Still a ways to go in this one, only in the top of the fourth here, about midway through this 7-inning contest. Pitch high and away. A.J. Black, a 1-2 count. Do not want to count our chickens before they hatch. Had a visitor, and I'm going to use this term loosely, but had a visitor here in the booth in between innings there. Stopping by, track and field coach Nathan Ekman. Appreciate his stop by. As a ground ball, third base side. Throw to first. Low hop gets away from Granberry at first on the low throw by Brody Butler. And Roseburg will not get a run out of it. Jake Johnson holds at third. Got a late break on that one. But A.J. Black will end up at second. And there's still just one out. That'll go down as an error. Black won't get credit for a hit on that one. Runners at first and second. That'll be the third error in the game for Willamette. Still just one out, and now it is Danner Wirtz, who is 2 for 2 in the game with a pair of singles to right field. And they don't really shade him any differently here. He's facing the lefty. We'll see if that changes anything for him. He takes a breaking ball outside. With a runner at second base, they've got the middle infielders playing up the middle a little bit more. Landon Cook, I would have imagined, maybe shades over towards first a little bit more, but they don't do much with him. Out in right field, Brody Garrett, not playing very deep. Outer half, taken for a strike by Wirtz. That might have been the pitch he would have liked to have there, as Wirtz been going opposite field. Take that outside pitch, poke it down the right field line. 1-1 count here. The lefty Wyatt Wright, the sophomore, faces the freshman Danner Wirtz, who takes high, has a 2-1 count. Pam checking in, one of our super fans on the broadcast. Pam, thanks for reaching out. Glad to know you're tuning in, and I'll give all the credit to the guys out there. They're the ones that are bringing themselves their own good luck. But it's fun to be here for it, that's for sure. Ooh. Breaking ball is high, and that gets a groan out of everybody in the ballpark. I'm not sure anybody thought that was going to get called for strike two. It does. Danner's a big kid, big strike zone. 2-2 pitch here for Wyatt Wright with one away and two runners in scoring position. Wright's pitch misses high. Fastball carries up on him. Sheldon, who played yesterday, dude, they got a coach here. I will see walking around with his Irish clipboard. He's taking notes, getting some scouting done for future contests coming up in conference play. Ten to 2 is our score. We're in the top of the fourth. Danner Wirtz takes ball 4. Tight one there. And I'm not sure Wirtz knew it was ball 4. I'm not sure. I think there was a lot of hesitation all around on that one. Danner Wirtz draws the walk. First walk issued by Wyatt Wright. We've got bases loaded with just one away. Amos Bowers will stand in next for Roseburg. Bowers 1 for 2 today. Last time up, grounded out to third. He's hit a couple of balls to third base, and playing in at third is Butler. Kind of pulled over towards the line as Bowers has hit a couple that direction. He swings through on the first pitch. Bases loaded at third base. Jake Johnson after his RBI double. A.J. Black at second after reaching on an error, and Danner Wirtz at first got on with a walk. Throw to the plate. Bowers fouls it into the glove for strike 2. Roseburg has scored in every inning in this one. They lead it by 8, 10-2 over Willamette. Roseburg trying to go to 1-0 in conference play midway through this conference opener. There is strike 3. Bowers watches it go by. Big strikeout for Wyatt Wright with the bases loaded. He's got 2 strikeouts, and he's got 2 outs for the Wolverines here in the top of the fourth. Two down, it's 9-hitter. Been a stingy out. Caden Austin, in fact, he has not been put out. He has walked and had a single, and he's scored twice. Takes a breaking ball that drops in for a strike, and I think it is getting a chance to see this new arm for the first time that Roseburg trying to adjust to the difference from Mason Christian, a bit of a harder throwing right-hander, to now a softer tossing Wyatt Wright left-hander. Swinging a miss at a breaking ball low, and Austin finds himself down 0-2. And Wyatt Wright is 1 pitch away from getting through this fourth inning without giving up anything more. 0-2 count. Austin trying to get on for a third time, and he will. He lines one into left field. That brings home Jake Johnson. They're going to put the brakes on late for A.J. Black. He probably would have scored as the ball gets away, but they don't want to force the issue too much with the top of the order coming up once again. And Jake Johnson scores for a second time. Comes in on the RBI single by Caden Austin. Austin with his second hit in the game, on base for a third time. He's at first, Wirtz at second, and A.J. Black at third. Bases remain loaded. Roseburg on top, now 11-2, 15 hits in the contest. Pitch high to Paxton Burke, who will bat now right-handed against the lefty. 3 hits here in the fourth inning. 15 hits total. 1-0 pitch to Burke. He slaps that one up the middle. It'll get through. One hop on the dirt and into center field. 1 run scores. They're sending Wirtz to the plate, hustling for a third, and in safely will go Austin. And that is a 4th hit on the day for Paxton Burke, and he picks up another 2 RBI. He's got 5 total, and Roseburg is rolling. Burke at first. Scoring was A.J. Black and Danner Wirtz. Caden Austin goes first to third. Runners on the corners with 2 down, and Roseburg adds 2 more. They've got 4 runs here in the fourth inning. Outside to Dane St. Clair, the lefty. Time called out to the mound will go Jackson Dowdy. 4 more runs here, 13 total in the ball game. And now you start thinking of possible scenarios for Roseburg here in this one. No activity in the bullpen or anything for Roseburg right now. Not sure pitch count limits, and with the weekend coming up and 1 day behind because of yesterday's postponement, not sure if maybe they might look to be creative with their pitching staff. Breaking ball called a strike against St. Clair at the knees, inner half against the lefty. One pitch. 9th hitter to the plate for Roseburg. Second time today they've sent 9 hitters up. Dane skies one in the air left side. Calling for it out there is Braden Rather. He makes the catch, and that'll finish off the frame. But the Roseburg Indians strike again. They put 4 runs on the board on 4 hits. There was 1 error, and you had 2 runners left on base. So at the end of 3.5, it is Roseburg 13 and Willamette 2 as they get ready to come up to bat here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
I'm confused by the huge market swings.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Heading to the bottom of the 4th, Roseburg leading 13-2. Today's game brought to you by McClendon Smokehouse, a family-owned meat shop and smokehouse offering a wide selection, plus fresh produce, baked goods, and a general grocery selection. Stop by on West Harvard Avenue. And today's game sponsored by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Jake Johnson with a healthy lead to work with here. 13-2, Roseburg in front. First pitch delivered is in for a strike against Colin Robbins. Jake, the 0-1 pitch misses low. So far, 4 hits, 2 runs allowed for Jake. Those runs coming in the first inning, all with 2 outs. He is settled in. Ground ball, right side, picked up by Wirtz. He's going to take it to the bag himself as he waves off Jake. Steps on the pillow for the first out. 1 away on the ground out for Robbins. That is Colin Robbins. Again, I was curious. I never did get a chance to ask if there's any relations. Feels like I can't escape the last name Robbins. It's everywhere. I'm okay to have a couple of the Robbins on the Roseburg roster this year, though. It's a lot of fun to have those guys here. Got to know him during the summer with Legion Baseball a little bit, and it's fun to have him here with us here this spring with Roseburg Baseball. Breaking ball on the inside corner, called strike 1 to Berkeley Granberry, a strikeout victim looking his first time up. He swings through for an 0-2 count. Jake ahead here. Gets a pop fly, right side, foul territory. It gets out of play. Stays an 0-2 count. So I think I mentioned it. I don't know. I now forget what all I said. Happens all the time. Coach Nathan Ekman from the track and field team stopping by to say hi and say how cool it is to see everything going on here at the same time. It's another ball fought off right side. Foul territory, maybe playable for Wirtz. No, out of his reach down that first base side. So it stays an 0-2 count here. The 0-2 delivery for Jake. Breaking ball misses upstairs. The 1-2. Reaching down low, and Granberry will lace one into left field. And he is on with the 5th hit of the day for the Wolverines. His first hit. 1 on, 1 away. But it was nice of Coach Ekman to stop by and say hello. And I wish his team the best. I told him it was a good thing it wasn't all yesterday, or that softball didn't get postponed. We would have had Roseburg softball here. We would have Roseburg baseball and track and field all here competing this afternoon. That would have been something. Now that UVC baseball game goes final, it looks like 13. That said 13-3, but I thought it was backwards. Pitch high, back pick down to first by Burke, not there in time. Strike in on the 2-0 pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike. Roseburg, as the new baseball rankings were telling you about softball being in the top 10 of the coaches poll. There's a strike. Watch that one go by. Did Braden Rather, the hitter, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. We told you softball's in the top 10. Roseburg baseball not in the top 10 yet, but I'm hoping they're going to start getting some recognition here soon. It's a 2-2 pitch fouled off. Roseburg has faced 2 teams that are currently in the OSAA coaches poll, top 10, South Salem and Clackamas. Unfortunately, those were both losses, but Roseburg got 2 wins against McMinnville, and that dropped the Grizzlies out of the top 10. They were number 10 to start the year. Now they are not receiving votes. It's a nice job by Braden Rather to fight off a pitch, stay alive. Sends that one over to the track and field facilities. So Roseburg, I'm hoping might get some attention here soon. As there's a strikeout at the knees. Braden Rather watches it go by. Second time he has watched strike 3, and he is strikeout victim number 7 on the day for Jake Johnson. That'll bring up Brody Garrett, the right fielder. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout looking back in the second. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. No Southwest Conference teams currently are receiving any votes in that coaches poll. Southern Oregon not getting any love in the 6A coaches poll. 0-1 pitch, fouled off. Strike 2 for Garrett. So we'll see how that goes, but Southern Oregon left out at the top 10 coaches poll right now. At the smaller school levels, 3A, you've got South Umpqua there in the top 10. Strike 3, we'll continue that conversation in the next half inning as Jake Johnson strikes out 2 more here in the 4th inning as he gets another strikeout looking against the 8-hitter Brody Garrett. 8 strikeouts in the game for Jake Johnson. Roseburg rolling in this one right now. No runs on 1 hit. There were no Roseburg errors. 1 man left on base. We are done with 4. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Roseburg in front on this one. 13-2 our score here on 541radio.com and on the score. 92.3 FM, 1490 AM.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you. Just ask your neighbor. Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Back here at Willamette High School, Floyd Ogden Field, we get ready for the top of the 5th inning. First pitch called a strike on the inside corner from Wyatt Wright, firing in against Cal Robbins, who will lead off the 5th inning after leading off things in the 4th inning with a single. Cal fouls off the 0-1 pitch. First time facing off against Wyatt Wright. You've got Cal and Jake, the first two batters up here in the 5th inning, facing Wright for the first time. And then after that, it's the second time through the order for the lefty. 0-2 count here for Cal Robbins. Today's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. Cal goes opposite field, out to right field. You got a new right fielder out there, and he didn't get a good read off the bat on that one. Cal heading in for second, and he is in with a stand-up leadoff double. And Roseburg continues the hit parade here today. Number 16 on the day, Cal at second to lead things off in the 5th. Jake Johnson batting. He's 3 for 3, a single, a homer, and a double as he stands in. Out in right field now is Troy Hatton, a junior. Comes in defensively. And we got a new left fielder as well. Jake grounds it towards the left side. Cutting it off in front of the shortstop was Brody Butler. I don't know if he was going to have a play on that one. We'll call it an infield single for Jake Johnson. And he will be 4 for 4 in the contest. And Cal Robbins makes his way to third. It was going to have to be a bang-bang play for Brody Butler or for Colin Robbins, either one, the shortstop or the third baseman, to make a play on that one. And it just went off the glove for Butler as he cut it off in front of the shortstop. So didn't make the play cleanly, didn't have a chance to make the throw, would have had to make it bang-bang. We're going to get another defensive play or change here. Maverick Akers is going to come into the game, former Roseburg Indian, and now here at Willamette High School. We faced him in baseball or football during the fall. He gets into the game and will go to left field. He's going to come in for Brody Butler. So Akers goes to left field, and the new guy I didn't get a chance to tell you about in left field, that is Remy Bellinger, and he now moves to third base. So a few defensive changes here, 3 new guys into the game for the Wolverines. Luke Robbins pops one up right side. It's going out to the right fielder again. Catch made by Hatton. Tagging and scoring will be Cal Robbins, and Roseburg adds another run. Luke Robbins a job to do, and he does it. Flies out to right field, one away. Sac fly, brings in a run. It's 14-2, Roseburg in front. Today's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. A.J. Black, first pitch swinging away. He launches one right side, going back to the wall at the track. That's off the top of the fence for A.J. Black, and he will be stuck at first. As out at second base, it's Nick Ruiz running for Jake Johnson. Wasn't sure if that ball was going to be caught or not, and so he only makes it to second base. So it's a long single off the top of the right field fence for A.J. Black, but he's on with his first hit of the day. He is 1 for 4, reached on an error his last time up. That is the 18th hit in the ballgame for Roseburg. Danner Wirtz, he's 2 for 2 with a walk his last time up. He's scored 3 times as well. He takes a breaking ball from the lefty, Wyatt Wright, for a strike. Second time facing Wyatt. Last time up against the lefty, Wirtz walked in that one. Wyatt Wright Will deliver, gets a ground ball up the middle, and Danner Wirtz has his third hit in the game. And it's station to station. Bases loaded for Amos Bowers. Ruiz makes his way to third. A.J. Black to second. And Danner Wirtz barrels one up. Sharp ground ball back up the middle. That's the 19th hit in the game for Roseburg. And that'll bring up Amos Bowers, the catcher. Bowers in the game, 1 for 3. Struck out last time he was up. That was against Wyatt Wright. Takes a breaking ball outside corner. I got a notification on Game Changer about a score, and I thought it was baseball, but it was softball. North Douglas softball wins against Umpqua Valley Christian 13-3 in that matchup today. It's a pitch outside, 1-1. As for Umpqua Valley Christian baseball, they are leading North Douglas 19-0 in that one. Right now, Roseburg leading 14-2 in the top of the 5th against Willamette. And the Indians will be 3 outs away from ending this one ahead of the 7th inning. Pitch low, 1-1. Roseburg 3 outs away from making it a 15-out ball game rather than a 21-out ball game. Amos Bowers, a 2-1 pitch coming here from Wyatt Wright. The lefty will deliver. Swing and a miss for Bowers. 19 hits, a lot of hits in this one. 4 for 4 for Paxton Burke. 3 hits in the game for Cal Robbins. He's 3 for 4. 4 for 4 for Jake Johnson. Danner Wirtz is 3 for 3. Been on base 4 times with a walk in there as a ball fouled off the cap of the bat for Bowers out in front of the soft-throwing lefty. And Caden Austin with 2 hits at the bottom of the order. He's also been on base 3 times. So the offense is rolling for Roseburg. Hopefully that's signs of things to come. 2-2 pitch here for Wyatt Wright. He checks the bases, which are loaded with just 1 out here in the top of the 5th. And Bowers is going to take a strike on the inside corner. Goes down looking. Second time he has struck out looking against the lefty, Wyatt Wright, who now has 3 strikeouts. 2 away, it brings up Caden Austin. Austin has been, again, a stubborn out at the bottom of the order and has not been put out as of yet. With 2 down, Wyatt Wright trying to close things off here in the 5th. A chopper ground ball to third. In and out of the glove for Ballinger. And everybody is safe. That'll bring in a run. So scoring there was Nick Ruiz. Up to third base, A.J. Black. To second base goes Wirtz. And on with an error will be Caden Austin. He's on base for a 4th time, but doesn't get credit for a hit on that one. So it's now 15-2 Roseburg in front. 4th error in the game for Willamette. Base is still loaded with 2 away. Top of the order, Paxton Burke. Swings at the first pitch. Launches it to left field. That's going to be trouble. And it's a foul ball. Everybody will have to go back. Danner Wirtz from second was already almost all the way home as that ball high in the air to left field, but drifting into foul territory. It was a long run for Maverick Acres out and left. That'll be a long strike and an active strike for Paxton Burke, who has to make his way back to the plate. So we were telling you about the rankings. South Umpqua in the 3A coaches poll, number 10. UVC number 1 with 9 first-place votes in the 2A, 1A baseball coaches poll. So those are some of the teams of note around Douglas County this year at the moment. Burke is going to hit one towards center field, but it's going to carry enough to get to Tyson Rather in center. And that'll end the perfect day at the plate for Paxton Burke. He hit it hard, but right to the center fielder. Final out there, and Roseburg sends 8 to the plate. They'll score 2 runs here in the top of the 5th. 2 runs on 4 hits. There was 1 error for Willamette, and 3 runners left on base for Roseburg. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Indians need 3 more outs to wrap this one up early here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
I've always handled my own finances, but I need help.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Well, here we go. Bottom of the 5th inning. Roseburg leading big in this one, 15-2. It'll be the 9-1-2 hitters coming up for Willamette. They'll need 3 runs to keep they'll need 4 runs to keep this game going. Jake Johnson out there looking to finish it off. Fires in a first pitch, strike 1. Jake facing Landon Cook, the second baseman. He got him to pop out to shortstop. His first time up. The 0-1 delivery from Jake. That ball hit in the air towards left field. Drifting back, A.J. Black is underneath it, 1 away. Couple of fly ball outs for Cook in the 9 spot. Top of the order here, Tyson Rather 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts now. Yeah, he's still in the game. We did have a couple of defensive changes that will, I think, bring up some different guys to bat here in this 5th inning. At least one guy. Pitch outside for ball 1. There is no on-deck hitter out there as of yet. Pitch high and away, 2-0 count. It is going to be Maverick Akers that'll bat in the next spot. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Challenged him. And Tyson Rather couldn't catch up. Roseburg softball winning big yesterday, 12-0. Sierra Singleton, Cambria Bachmeyer both hitting home runs against the Wolverines as the ball fouled back, strike 2. And Jasmine Morales in the circle allowed just 1 hit, had 9 strikeouts, 4 walks, but picks up the win in a 12-0 victory for the Roseburg softball team that improves to 6-0 on the year. Jake Johnson will wind and fire the 2-2, missing high. Not sure where Jake would be at with his pitch count here, but they're letting him finish this one out. He needs 2 more outs to end it here in the 5th. He's got a 3-2 pitch coming up to Tyson Rather. The lefty waits at the plate. Takes a breaking ball outside for ball 4. And for Jake, that is just his first walk allowed here today. So that puts a man on at first, and it'll be Maverick Akers, a left-handed batter that digs into the box. Maverick, a junior, looks back to Amos Bowers behind the plate. They're familiar with each other. Fastball hits the outside corner. I'm sure Maverick is familiar with pretty much everybody on the other side in the other dugout. Transferred from Roseburg to Willamette. His first year here in Eugene with the Wolverines. Runner going, the 0-1, throw down to second base, not going to be there in time. Great throw by Bowers, but didn't get it out of the glove fast enough. Good jump there by Rather at first base. He gets into scoring position. I think it was a swing and a miss, but it was a strike. I think it was a swing and a miss there for Akers. He's got the 0-2 count, and he swings through for strike 3. So Akers goes down. There's 2 away. That is strikeout number 9 for Jake. Need one more. It'll be Andrew Evans, the DH. He's 2 for 2 in the ball game. Last time up, he beat out an infield single. I'm not sure if that's how everybody was seeing that one. They might have ruled it an error in the dugout. The coaches staff, they have a very high expectation of everybody on the field out there, and so maybe they might have thought that Cal Robbins should have made that play. I think it was just a ball that hit in a spot that Cal was going to be forcing it, facing a long throw, and wasn't going to have necessarily a chance to get it there in time. Then his throw got away, and Evans ended up at second base with the error, but got on. I gave him a single there. He's got an 0-2 count with 2 away and a runner at second base. The pitch from Jake is high. Can't get the hitter to chase. One-two pitch, looking to wrap it up here. Jake Johnson will get ready to fire in out of the stretch with Tyson Rather out at second. The 1-2 from Jake. Got him to pop it up, foul, out of play. So we'll do the 1-2 pitch once again. Jake's 1-2 delivery. Fouled off. One ball, 2 strikes. Jake needs one more here. He misses high and inside with a breaking ball. 15-2 our score. We're in the bottom of the 5th. The 2-2 pitch misses. So Jake Johnson has a full count. He walked one already here in this 5th inning, trying to avoid doing it again. His 3-2 pitch. It misses for ball 4. So Jake will put another runner on. Andrew Evans on for a 3rd time. Not back to back, but 2 walks here in this 5th inning. And Jake definitely would like to get this out sooner rather than later. Don't want to throw unnecessary pitches. He has been rolling through this one. He's allowed just 5 hits in this ball game. He'll face Jackson Dowdy, the catcher and cleanup hitter, and he takes strike 1. Today's ball game brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyaway Travel. Make sure that you have an agent in your corner. Call them at 541-672-5701. The 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. He fires that one, blazes it by. Dowdy couldn't catch up to the heat. And it's an 0-2 count. Once again, Jake needs just one more pitch here. The 0-2. Got him to pop it up. That ball foul territory. Wirtz tracks it, but he's up against the fence line and runs out of room. Dowdy, 1 for 2 on the day. Had a single his first time up. He's got the 0-2 pitch coming his way. He sends it down the right field line towards the corner. That ball will land in the right field corner. 1 run will score. Fletcher Coleman sends it back in. They only get 1 out of it on a 2-out double by Jackson Dowdy. That ball just kept hooking further and further away from Fletcher Coleman out in right field. Tyson Rather scores from second, going first to third, Andrew Evans. And it is 15-3 with runners on the corners and 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th. First run in the ballgame for Willamette since the first inning when they took a 2-1 lead. That'll bring up Colin Robbins, the shortstop. Last time up, he hit a grounder to first and He'll hit a line drive. It'll one hop to Caden Austin, takes a couple of steps back, easy toss over to first base, and that will get the final out here as Roseburg picks up a big 15-3 win on top of Willamette. So the Roseburg Indians will get the victory. They win by 12. One run comes in here in the bottom of the fifth. One run on one hit. There were no Roseburg errors and 2 runners left on base for the Wolverines. Not exactly how we thought this one might play out here today, but a big win for the Indians, and they will take it. We'll take a break and come back to wrap this one up for you. We'll have a bit of a longer post-game show with some commercials to make up, so stick around. We'll take a little bit of a long time out, put all the numbers together, and come back with all of that recap for you here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Do I have enough money put away to retire?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google-certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
In today's big box store, how-to YouTube video world, it is hard to do it yourself. If you're fixing your fence or putting in a new one, the only place to start is Quality Fence. We stock almost anything you need and take the time to show you how to really do it yourself. Visit the Quality Fence showroom in Roseburg and get great fencing ideas at QualityFenceCo.com.
Quality Fences, doing it right for you.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Back here at Floyd Ogden Field in Eugene at Willamette High School, the Roseburg Indians take care of business. They win it 15-3 on top of Willamette. Roseburg will go to 4-2 on the season, and they are now 1-0 in league play. Willamette will drop to 2-5 on the year. Roseburg gets their first win on the road. Today's game been brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? And by Dr. Alanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or call them at 541-378-6694. Roseburg took a lead with 1 run in the first inning. Scoring on an error was Paxton Burke. After a single by Dane St. Clair, ball got bobbled around a little bit and didn't get back into the infield cleanly, and that allowed Paxton Burke to score after leading off the game with a single. Willamette would score twice in the bottom of the first. They took a 2-1 lead. It was a two-out rally. Back-to-back singles by Andrew Evans and Jackson Dowdy got 2 runners on. A wild pitch put them both in the scoring position. And then Colin Robbins had a 2-run single to score the first 2 runs of the game for Willamette. But Jake would get a strikeout to finish off the game, or finish off the inning, and then he was rolling from there. He allowed 3 hits in that first inning, only allowed 3 more hits the rest of the game. Roseburg would add runs in every inning in this one, 6 in the second inning as they send 9 hitters to the plate. You had a 2-run homer by Jake Johnson in that frame. That was part of some of the runs coming in. Also a run driven in by Paxton Burke, Dane St. Clair, and Cal Robbins that inning. 6 runs total score. Roseburg put 2 in the third inning. Those 2 runs coming in on a double by Paxton Burke. 4-run score in the fourth inning for Roseburg. Driving in runs were Caden Austin with a 2-out single, and Jake Johnson also had a double to drive in a run. And then in the 5th inning, Roseburg would add 2 more. 1 on a sac fly by Luke Robbins, and 1 on an error, a fielding error that could have meant the end of the inning. Caden Austin got on and a run would score. And then Willamette gets 1 back in the bottom of the 5th on a 2-out double by Jackson Dowdy, but at that point, not enough to keep the game going. It ends in 5, Roseburg 15-3. The final here, 15 runs, 20 hits, 1 error for Roseburg, 3 runs, 6 hits, 4 errors for Willamette. Roseburg leaves 7 runners on base. Willamette leaves 5 runners on base. Jake Johnson gets the win. Mason Christian takes the loss. And we will get you pitching numbers and offensive numbers when we come back after our final break here in the postgame show. Roseburg, a winner at Willamette. We'll have a few more details on that one for you here in just a moment on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
When the first Cascade branch opened in 1948, things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Back here in Eugene at Willamette High School, wrapping things up here with you. Roseburg gets the big 15-3 victory today. Jake Johnson will get the win. He goes to 2-1 on the season. He pitches 5 innings, allows 3 runs on 6 hits with 2 walks and 9 strikeouts as he gets the victory here over the Wolverines. Taking the loss is going to be Mason Christian. He goes 3 innings, allows 11 runs on 14 hits, 1 walk and 4 strikeouts for him. Wyatt Wright finished out the game final 2 innings for the Wolverines. Today's game has been brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Quick look at some offensive numbers for Willamette. Multi-hit day for Andrew Evans with 2 hits, scored a run. Jackson Dowdy had 2 hits in the game, also drove in a run, had a double. Colin Robbins had a hit in this one, scored 2, and Berkeley Granberry goes 1 for 2 in the game as well. For Roseburg, everybody in the starting 9, actually they didn't have any defensive changes, so everybody that got in today got a hit, 20 total. Paxton Burke had 4 hits, drives in 5. Dane St. Clair had 1 hit. He drives in a run, scored once. Cal Robbins had 3 hits in the game, a double and 2 singles. He drives in 1, scores 3 times. Jake Johnson goes 4 for 4. He was a triple shy of the cycle, but he does go 4 for 4. 2 singles, a home run, and a double. He drives in 3, scores 3 times. Luke Robbins goes 1 for 3 in this game, drives in a run on a sac fly. A.J. Black was 1 for 4. Danner Wirtz goes 3 for 3 with 3 singles and a walk, scored 3 runs. Amos Bowers goes 1 for 4 in the game with a run scored. And Caden Austin was 2 for 3 in the game with a walk, 2 singles and 2 runs scored. Also had an RBI in this one. Good win there for Roseburg. Hopefully something that'll help keep them rolling as they get ready to take on South Medford on Saturday. It'll be a doubleheader at Champion Car Wash Field for Roseburg. Today, South Medford losing to North Medford 6-3 in their crosstown rivalry matchup there at Jim McAbee Field at North Medford High School. So that'll be coming up next for Roseburg. For Willamette, their next game. That explains why Sheldon was here. The Sheldon Irish will be visiting Floyd Ogden Field here at Willamette High School on Saturday for a league doubleheader starting at noon. That's going to do it for us here, folks, at Willamette High School today. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in and joining us for the broadcast. Want to say thanks first to the Willamette Wolverines for hosting us. Athletic Director Bill Wagner helping get me a spot to broadcast from and getting me access to electricity. Always important for the broadcast, so thanks to the Wolverines for being gracious hosts. Want to say thanks to Athletic Director Adam Blue, Head Coach Troy Thompson, and the entire Roseburg baseball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg baseball here on The Score. Thanks to Grady Hamilton back in the studio for the radio production here today, and thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. Let's do it again on Saturday, huh? I'll be there at Champion Car Wash Field when Roseburg welcomes in the South Medford Panthers for a league doubleheader starting at noon. We'll go on the air with pregame at 11:45. You can always catch Roseburg baseball streaming with video online at 541radio.com, or you can catch Roseburg High Sports on the Douglas County's home for sports. The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490